Hey guys, it's Hannah and welcome to my channel. For today's look, we will be filming this bronze kind of sunset almost look using the Urban Decay Naked Heat palette. I'm aware that it came out about a year ago, but I love this palette. Before we get into that, make sure to like and subscribe to this video and subscribe. Make sure you hit the bell notification so you'll be notified whenever I do post, and I'd really appreciate it. But before we get into that video, I just want to do like a few swatches to show, because I love this palette. Like I said, I know that it came out a while ago, but I think it's so pretty. Like, I'm just gonna do a few swatches. Like, I can't. So this is the shade Ember, and then this is the shade Scorched. Like, the matte shades are really good as well, but I just can't with these shimmery shades. Like, they are so pretty. So before making this intro super long and rambly, let's just go ahead and get into it. Sorry, another thing to mention before we get into the look, I promise we will get into it, is I just watched the footage of me doing the eyeshadow look and I move my eyes around a lot. I'm sorry, you'll see what I'm talking about. I hope that's not super distracting. I'm sorry about that, but I think it's because like my contacts would kind of sometimes get stuck to my eyelid and I just needed to move it around. I will try to fix that habit because I realize that it's distracting and kind of annoying, but hopefully we can look past that. Okay, now for real, let's get into the video. So for today's video, I'm going to film a look using the Urban Decay Naked Heat palette. I'm aware that this came out about a year ago. I actually got this for Christmas, but it's still one of my favorite palettes, so I hope that you enjoy it. So we're just going to go ahead and get right into it. So what I always use is the Smashbox 24-Hour Photo Finish Shadow Primer. This is the only shadow primer that I use, and I find that it works really well, which is why I use it. So I just put a little amount and then distribute it between my two fingers. Also, while that's drying, if I keep on looking over here, it's because my mirror is behind the camera a little bit, so hopefully that's not too distracting, but that's just the best setup that I can come up with right now, so hopefully that works out well. So I just kind of like let that dry a little bit because I don't want it to be tacky while I'm putting on shadows, so I want it to be mostly dry, if not completely dry, but sometimes, to be honest, I'm impatient, so I'm like, oh, that's good enough. Also, while it's drying, I just kind of like look at my eyeshadow palette, figure out what I'm gonna do, even though I kind of already know what I'm gonna do, but you know, like I said, I would say that that's dry enough. So we are going to go ahead and get into the shadows. The first brush that I'm going to be using is this Opulent Beauty one. Most of the ones that I'm going to be using, you'll see, are going to be from Sigma, but this one I think I got at TJ Maxx or Burlington, one of those stores like that, so I'm not sure if it, like, where else you could find it. Maybe search for it online, but I really do like this for doing the transition shade. The transition shade that I'm going to be using is this one right here. It is Sauced. So I just get some on my brush and then I just tap off the excess like that. I just do this back and forth motion until I'm pleased with the outcome. And then do the same for the other eye. And I try to make them as even as possible. I mean, I know it's not a perfect world and you do your best, but I think that that's good. So the next shade that I will be taking is Lumbre. I think that's how you pronounce it. Don't come at me if it's not, but it is this shade right here and it's really pretty. Like I said, I got this palette for Christmas and I'm really, really into it. I really love it. Like, whenever I first got it, I used it almost every single day because I thought it was that good. So I just kind of tap right like that and then tap off the excess, and then this one I'm just going to kind of pat onto my lid. And I'm going to do basically like the outer 2/3 of my eye, obviously. What else would I be putting this on? Good job, Hannah. Okay, and then I'm pretty pleased with that. And then I'm just going to go ahead and blend that sauced shade I'm already liking how this comes together. To me, this is kind of a everyday look. I mean, like I said, you wear it whenever you want. It's not like super smoky though. You can make it more intense if you're wearing it at night, obviously. But you know, like I said earlier, you do what you want. Oh, this is the eyeshadow brush that came with the palette, by the way. I did not mention that. And then the next shade I'm going to take is, oh, sad. I got my nail in it because I'm clumsy like that. Ooh, good, Hannah, good, good. Doing great things. Anyway, we're just gonna ignore that and pretend like it didn't happen, whatever. So the last shade that I'm gonna be taking is the last shade in the palette. It is this one right here, Ember. I'm sorry that my hands are so messy, but honestly, I'm just a clumsy person, so I'm not really that surprised that it happened. It's fine, it's fine. What I'm gonna be taking to apply that is, or using to apply that is this Sigma domed utility brush. It looks like this. I will plan on doing another video talking about Sigma brushes. I love this brush and just Sigma brushes in general. I think that especially when you find them on sale, even if you don't find them on sale, they're still really affordable. But especially when you do find them on sale and if you have free shipping, like sign me up. I will be getting like 5 brushes in, you know, one order. It's fine. Everything's fine. So I'm just taking that, patting, and then tapping off the excess. And this one I kind of, you'll see, like I do like a patting motion, and I'm just really concentrating it on the outer section of my eye. This is a little harder to see because of the angle, but we're gonna go with it. And like you can see, I kind of do a V. It really honestly depends on what I feel like. It might just end up being like the outer section, but I kind of start with a V. I like to think that I'm professional and fancy, so we'll see how it ends up. And then I'm going to take the small tapered blending brush, also by Sigma. This is like a more concentrated version. They also have a fluffier blending brush that I also have and also love. It honestly just depends on my mood and how blended out I want it to be. Because the larger blending one for sure blends it out more, obviously, because it's just more dispersed. I'll go ahead and show you. It's the E40, and I've had this one longer because it's like rubbing off. But just to compare and contrast to the two, this is the E45 and then this is the E40. So this one you can see is like quite a bit fluffier. But they're both blending brushes. They're both great. I love Sigma. End of story. So I'll just go ahead and do my other eye with that same shade, Ember. This is so pretty. And then I just kind of like to compare the two eyes to see, obviously I want them to be as even as possible. Oh, this hand is so messy, oh my gosh. Why am I like this? So I really do like this palette, and I love all of these shades. But I wish that there was kind of like a more golden color, so I'm going for like the inner third. So I'm going to be using this Becca highlighter in the shade Opal. I got this little sample and it is so pretty. Like, it was one of the free gifts with purchase from Ulta, and honestly like one of my favorite free gifts because I've been using it a lot, and it's, oh, this hand, sorry, and it's so pretty. So I'm going to be using this E52 soft focus brush from Sigma again. I want to try to make this as intense as possible, so I'm going to see how it looks dry. I think I can make that more intense. Spray it a few times, and then I pack on that color. And it just makes it more foiled and more intense. Yes. Oh, that's so pretty. Okay, so I'm gonna do the same thing with the other eye, always because you want them to match. That is I love this color so much. That's the highlight that I have on my cheekbones as well. I'm not sure how well you can see that, but it is so pretty. I love it. And then just to kind of mesh the two, I'm just going to kind of use this blending brush. And I still want a little bit more of that Lumbre shade. So just kind of pat that on there. Just going to kind of blend the look all over to kind of make sure that it flows. And so for my highlight, I'm just going to use this shade Ounce. It's right here. It's the first one in the palette. And I'm just going to use my ring finger to apply that on my brow bone. Same for the other eye. The reason I'm not using my other hand is because Ember is all over it. Because I'm a child. I'm back with my mascara on. I used the IT Cosmetics Superhero Mascara. The reason I did not include that is because it would add at least 5 minutes to this video. I take a long time. Basically, I want my eyelashes to be as big as possible. I do love that mascara. To me, it's the best mascara that I found. The only thing that I do not love about it is that it's not cheap, but to me it's worth it. So I'm going to be using 2 lip shades to complete the lip look. The first one that I'm going to be using is the Bite Beauty lipstick in the shade Chai, and it looks like this. They are both sample sizes, but that's just what I have, but I think that it looks well with the eye look. And then with that lipstick, honestly, you could just leave that, but I really like this shade Amulet from Urban Decay. I did not mention this earlier, but I love Urban Decay. And I want to get the full size in this because I'm almost out of the travel size, unfortunately. But I think that this shade is beautiful. Beautiful. It's very similar to the lipstick shade, but it just kind of gives it like a metal look a little bit. I'm not sure if you'll be able to tell, but in person you can tell. So that's it for today's look. I want to thank you again for watching. Like I mentioned at the beginning, make sure to like and subscribe, hit the bell notification so you can get notified whenever I post new videos, and I will see you in my next video.